You've probably been told that creatine makes you puffy and bloated, and that it's only for men who want to bulk up. But what if I told you that's a complete myth? For women over 35, creatine is one of the most researched and effective supplements, not just for your muscle, but also for your brain, bones, and even your mood. In this video, I'm going to show you 5 science-backed reasons why creatine is a game changer for women in their mid-30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond. I'm Angela Foster, a women's health and performance coach and passionate advocate for evidence-based wellness for women. My own journey from burnout and entering perimenopause led me to discover how this incredible molecule can not only help boost our energy, but thrive as we age. And stick with me because the 5th reason is the one that might just surprise you the most. After 35, many of us start to notice the subtle stuff first. Workouts feel a touch harder to recover from, sleep gets a little bit choppier, brain fog can start to creep in, and that why is my midsection suddenly stubborn moment can show up. That's perimenopause doing its thing. Estrogen and progesterone begin to fluctuate, which can nudge muscle, bone density, and even cognitive sharpness in the wrong direction. It's not in your head, it's biology. Here's what's really going on. As hormones shift, we naturally lose muscle, between 3 to 8% per decade, which slows our metabolic rate. You may be doing all the right things, lifting weights, eating nutrient-dense food, but our cells get less efficient at making energy and recycling it. Think of your body's energy molecule ATP like a tiny rechargeable battery. When the charger is sluggish, everything feels harder. Training, focus, mood, and even staying resilient under stress. This is where creatine shines. Far from being a gym bro powder, it's an energy support system for your entire body. Creatine helps your cells recycle ATP faster, which means stronger lifts, sharper thinking, steadier moods, and better recovery. And here's something most women don't know. We naturally store 70 to 80% less creatine than men and tend to eat less creatine-rich food like red meat and seafood. That means that supplementation may be even more important for us. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through 5 smart ways that creatine can help you feel stronger, sharper, and more resilient, even as hormones ebb and flow, even if you're a sleep-deprived mum trying to juggle your career and kids. A 2021 review in Nutrients by scientists including Dr. Abby Smith-Ryan and Dr. Darren Kandel looked specifically at creatine supplementation in women across the menstrual cycle, pregnancy, perimenopause, and postmenopause. The conclusion? Creatine offers significant physical, hormonal, and cognitive benefits, especially for women in midlife and beyond. Creatine helps regulate cellular energy, supports muscle recovery, and fuels the brain. This is especially relevant during the second half of your cycle and times of hormonal disruption like perimenopause or menopause when energy and strength often take a hit. Alright, so let's dive into the 5 scientifically proven ways that creatine can support your energy as a midlife woman. Reason number 1 is an energy booster. Most of us don't run out of willpower, we run out of energy. And creatine helps refill the tank so your day stops feeling like an uphill push. By topping up phosphocreatine, your cells recycle ATP faster. Think quick charge for movement and focus, which means more get up and go when you need it most. Workouts feel lighter, you'll find that extra rep without the eye roll. Between efforts, you recover, which means you can show up even when your schedule is full. It's calm energy, not that kind of buzzy, wired, but more vibrant and focused. And when showing up gets easier, the habit sticks. And that's really the doorway to everything else that you want. So with the lights back on, let's talk about what creatine does for your muscles next. When we talk about maximizing your potential, we have to talk about recovery, specifically your ability to quickly bounce back between sets in the gym. This is another place that creatine shines. A randomized controlled trial, which followed resistance-trained women, found that the creatine group didn't just feel better, they saw measurable results. When researchers had them perform major lifts, like squats and leg presses, the women on creatine achieved significantly more repetitions per set, than those on the placebo. Think of it like this. Creatine is the battery charger for your muscle cells, allowing you to train harder, lift more volume, and ultimately get stronger faster. Second, and perhaps even more exciting, is the recovery element. Another study found that after a super intense workout, the creatine group experienced a significantly quicker return to full strength. You don't have to wait as long to be 100% ready for your next session. And here's the really exciting part for women. The women in that creatine group experienced a significant suppression of post-exercise edema. That's a really fancy way of saying that they had less of that uncomfortable muscle swelling and puffiness after a hard workout. So what does this all mean for your high performance life? Creatine accelerates the entire healing process. It speeds up the time it takes to regain maximal strength. It reduces that feeling of being swollen and beat up. You feel better, you're stronger, and you're ready to train again sooner. If you're enjoying this episode, I'd love to invite you into something that keeps the momentum going. Every Sunday, I send out Fresh Start, a short, uplifting newsletter that helps you level up your health, hormones, and performance for the week ahead. It's inspired by research from Katie Milkman, showing that fresh starts, like a birthday, a new month, or even the start of a new week, are powerful moments to build habits that last. That's why I created Fresh Start, to give you that opportunity to level up every single week. And inside, you'll find simple science-backed tips that make it easy to take action without the overwhelm. Think of it as your Sunday ritual, a fresh start straight to your inbox, and it's completely free. Just click the link in the description and sign up so that next Sunday, your fresh start will be waiting for you.
Ever feel like your hormones are running the show, and not in a good way? One day you're thriving, the next day you're anxious, inflamed, wired but tired, and your cycle feels completely unpredictable. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Hormone shifts, especially in perimenopause, can throw even the healthiest body off balance. For years, I was sailing through perimenopause, training well, eating nutritious food, sleeping like a dream. But about a year ago, things shifted. Practically overnight, my sleep became disrupted. I felt more reactive, my skin started breaking out, and I just didn't feel as resilient. It wasn't really a lifestyle issue. I was doing all the right things, but my hormones were clearly trying to tell me something. That's why I'm so excited to share Hormone Harmony, the latest science-backed formulation from Level Up Health. It's designed to restore balance when your body needs it most, especially in the face of estrogen dominance, androgen imbalance, and cycle irregularities. Hormone Harmony is a clinical strength blend of nutrient cofactors, adaptogens, and next-generation actives designed to help you rebalance estrogen, testosterone, and cortisol, improve insulin sensitivity and metabolic health, support cycle regularity and healthy ovulation, reduce bloating, brain fog and breakouts, calm inflammation, and restore adrenal resilience. Here's a bit more about what's inside Hormone Harmony. There's myo-inositol and D-chiro-inositol to restore insulin sensitivity, improve ovulation and cycle regularity, especially for PCOS and androgen excess. NACET, next generation NAC, to boost glutathione, support detox and hormonal clearance. And there's indole-3 carbinol and calcium D-glucarate to promote healthy estrogen metabolism and reduce estrogen dominance. There's also curcuprime bioavailable turmeric extract for powerful anti-inflammatory support, and reishi mushroom and PEA to regulate immune hormonal response and support adrenal health. And then there's SAMe to support mood, methylation, and hormone detox, alongside Glucovantage dihydroberberine to enhance AMPK, regulate glucose, and improve insulin response. Whether you're dealing with perimenopause, PCOS, or feel like stress has hijacked your hormones, Hormone Harmony is your upgrade. And as a podcast listener, you can get 15% off with code Angela at checkout. Head over to leveluphealth.com/Angela to learn more and take the first step back to balance. That's leveluphealth.com/Angela and code Angela to save 15%.
Okay, so getting back to the muscle building benefits. Number 2 is a muscle protector. As I mentioned, muscle mass declines by about 3 to 8% per decade starting in your 30s, and losses tend to really accelerate after 60. When combined with resistance training, women taking creatine consistently get stronger with better endurance and power. Creatine helps you do more work in sets 2 to 4 by regenerating ATP faster, so you can add reps, add load, or both. But it doesn't just help you get stronger and more powerful. It shortens recovery time between sets as you're generating ATP faster. And what that means is that you can often shorten your rest periods and still lift well. Perfect for the time poor woman or busy mum like me. Muscle also burns calories while you sleep. It improves insulin sensitivity, so your body uses energy efficiently rather than storing it as fat. And muscle keeps you strong, mobile, and independent as you age, able to carry your own groceries, play with grandchildren, and live life on your terms. Alongside VO2 max, muscle mass and strength determine how fast you age. And research also shows that over time, creatine assists in a small but real decrease in body fat, especially if you're training. Women worry about bloating, but creatine draws water into the muscle cell, making muscles look fuller while supporting lean mass. And as I mentioned in the study above, the women in the creatine group experienced a significant suppression of post-exercise edema. Over time, research also shows a small but real decrease in body fat, especially when you're training. Number 3 is it's a brain booster. If you're in perimenopause or early menopause and you've met the infamous brain fog, losing your words mid-sentence, walking into a room and forgetting why, you're not alone. This is one of my favorite advantages of creatine. Creatine isn't a stimulant, it's a cell fuel, and in your brain, it helps recycle ATP, the tiny bursts of energy your neurons need for focus, memory, and mental stamina. On the days that test you, short sleep, back-to-back meetings, kids, life in general, creatine acts like a little power bank for your brain so that you can stay sharp. And a new meta-analysis found creatine can significantly improve your brain's processing speed. And that one study in particular found improvements of up to 51% in cognitive tasks, particularly in women. So why does this matter? Because as women in peri or menopause, cognitive fatigue, brain fog, and slower thinking are common and really frustrating. Here's the science in simple terms. Creatine helps regenerate ATP, the energy currency your brain uses to process information. More ATP equals faster, more efficient brain function. And the meta-analysis analyzed 16 randomized controlled trials. It found processing speed improved significantly. Attention and memory also got a boost. But what was really interesting was that the effects were most pronounced in women aged 18 to 60. As I mentioned earlier, women tend to eat less red meat and naturally store less creatine than men. And so that makes us potentially more responsive to supplementation. And the best part is you don't need months to feel the benefits. Improvements were seen in as little as 7 days with higher doses and about 2 to 4 weeks of consistent daily use. So if you start with 5 grams of creatine monohydrate per day, and for quicker results, you can also try a short-term loading phase of 20 grams per day for 5 to 7 days. The fourth reason is the bone guardian. Let's talk about the bone benefits. The dosage recommendation of creatine for bone is a bit higher than the standard 5 grams a day. A 2-year randomized controlled trial on creatine supplementation during exercise for postmenopausal bone health showed that when combined with exercise, creatine appears to preserve bone. The dose of 0.14 grams per kilo per day plus training improved hip strength indices while maintaining bone mineral density, with no kidney or liver issues reported. In postmenopausal women, a 12-month randomized controlled trial using 0.1 gram per kilo per day with resistance training preserved femoral neck bone mass density and even widened the femoral shaft. The changes are slow and modest, and the strongest data so far are postmenopause, but if bone is your focus, combine regular resistance training with about 8 to 12 grams of creatine per day. You can split that into 2 doses of 4 to 5 grams. And the final, fifth reason is it's a mood stabilizer. In a clinical trial with women who had major depression, those who took 5 grams of creatine monohydrate daily alongside their antidepressant felt better faster and more than women on the antidepressant alone, and side effects were about the same. Why might that be? Well, creatine helps brain cells make and recycle ATP, so the circuits that handle mood have more steady energy to do their job. That translates it to it being an add on that can help you feel steadier and more resilient under stress. While it's not a replacement for treatment, it can be a powerful tool to support your brain's energy needs and really help you function at your best. This isn't just theory. When I speak with women in leadership and with my female clients, the same pattern keeps showing up. Adding 5 grams of creatine monohydrate daily alongside smart resistance training, and they report better energy, sharper mental focus, and quicker recovery so that they can train consistently and perform at a higher level in the gym and at work. If you want a step-by-step plan to get started safely and effectively with creatine, I've put together the ultimate guide to creatine for women: dosage, timing, and exactly what to buy. You can get your copy via the link in the description below. So, to sum up, creatine helps you keep the muscle that protects your metabolism, clear the brain fog, steady your mood, support your bones, and put real, usable energy back into your day. Your body is built to be strong and resilient at every age, especially now. So, if you're ready to work with your biology instead of pushing uphill, grab my free guide. The link is in the description below. And if this helped, please like, subscribe for more evidence-based tools, and share it with a woman who's ready to feel her best. And if you want to go even deeper, click the video that's popping up now to watch my interview with Dr. Darren Kandau, world-leading creatine expert. It's a masterclass on creatine. Stay strong, and I'll see you in the next one.